Okay.
Got it.
So as long as you're happy, good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're on our way. So I think the simplest thing is to have you do the driving, and I'll just suggest you go through. So you're familiar with sharing your screen in Zoom,
yes.
and you've got Parish Online running somewhere?
I have. Oh, you need to enable screen sharing.
I do beg your pardon. Yes, sorry, my mind was a million miles away. All yours.
Thank you. Bomb, 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 bomb. Where are we? I've just opened it. Why is it not showing me? Show all windows. There we are. That's what I need. No.
You can Alt Tab across. Are you in Windows?
Yeah. Parish Online meeting request. Official documents. Can't actually see a Word document. Let me make sure it's. Hold on. Right. Let's shut that one down. So that's now open. So let's try again. There we are. Okay. Can you see my screen?
I can, yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Napton on the hill.
That's south, yes, very precise.
So it's SDC shared layers, is it?
Sorry, say again.
SDC shared layers? Is that where the bit is from the district council?
So yes, there I think.
So let's just take a quick look at that, if you may.
So yeah, grounds maintenance provided by Street Scene Department at Stratford.
Yeah. So if you just do a right click on that and select table view, I just want to look and see what sort of data. Oh, well, they haven't given you any data at all. It's just a map. Okay. All right. So the black areas are the areas that they're saying they're covering. Or
they maintained it previously in the past. Whoops.
Yeah. So there is no data there. It's just purely a map. Okay.
Okay. So that.
So what you I wonder if we can do the copy for that. Let me think about that for a second whilst we go into your own level. You want to do create a layer where you're going to add your own areas that the contractor is going to mow?
That would be in an ideal world, yes.
Yeah. So have we done anything in this area before, or is this brand new?
This is all brand new to me.
Okay. So yes, create and add a layer.
New layer.
Absolutely. And call this, contractor mowing, or exactly whatever you wish.
I'm assuming you can alter the title at any point.
You can call it whatever you like in due course. Okay. So you're just ready to go on to next, and then the geometry type is going to be a polygon because you'll be doing areas. So select a polygon, and then in the layer description here, it's anything you can write that will remind you in a year's time when you've completely forgotten what mowing contract means. You just put it down here as a sort of an expansion to remind you. So those areas to be mowed by the mowing contractor compared to those that the district puts out, or something like that. Just anything you like, Jane. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't seem to want to let me say anything. Email.
Oh yes, there you go.
Okay.
Now we're going to add columns. So how do you identify your pieces of grass? Do you have IDs on them? Do you have street names? What do you have?
I have
just call them areas A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, I have a hard copy map with coloured in bits.
Right, but no names on the coloured in bits.
No identifiers, nothing.
You might, if you like, might just call them red, orange, green, blue, if you like. But the first thing you need is to click on the plus sign, the top right corner, and you're going to put in a name here, and it can be ID of grass, it can be color, or can we just leave it as name, whatever you want.
Okay, we'll call it area. Oops, name.
So just delete the name and put in area. ID, perfect. Is there any other information you need to keep on that, such as who the contractor is? Do you have different contractors for different bits of grass?
No, we don't. The only, excuse me, I'm just trying to think. No, I was wondering whether we might want to put, in some areas, they have to remove the clippings and in other areas they don't, but they have to put that in their written tender document. So I don't think that's relevant here, really.
Well, it's often interesting to have in a sort of a status field so that you can color code it accordingly, particularly if you've got more than one contractor, say. If you have, just for now, for argument's sake, let's create another field with a plus sign in the top right and call it whatever you like, status or contractor or Jane. Is that, yes, that's fine. And then we'll code accordingly. Now, whoa, before you finished, just if you've got a contractor name at the moment, if you go to that add plus just to the right, then you can add the contractor's name there. And it means you always get exactly the same name. So there's no question of discrepancies in typing or anything. So if you've got the contractor's name in your head, or just call it Fred for the moment, I don't mind.
The only question I have there is, because I'm producing a set of maps that will form part of a tender document, I don't want any particular contractor's details on.
No, you don't. They don't need to. They won't necessarily show up here.
Okay. So that's our current contractor.
Fine. Okay, we'll just put that in for the moment, and then we'll leave it. So now you've finished. So you've now created a layer, and that will go down to the bottom of the parish layers. So I don't know how many you've got there. How many have you got? Oh, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. What's the difference between grass cutting and mowing?
Grass cutting was my very early attempt to try and do this.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's go into mowing now. And if you right click on mowing, you can add a feature. And this is where we're going to add the first area. So you probably need to zoom in a bit to get much more scale. Yeah. And even more probably. Yeah. And possibly even more, depending on how familiar you are with the area.
Yeah, yeah. Just trying to think which bits are missing. Just have to get a map. Hold on, old technology now.
That's fine. Yep.
So what we've done then is we've taken that baseline information from Stratford District Council, and we've now put that into a parish layer. Is that correct?
No, not yet. We will do that in a second.
Okay.
What you've got on, the reason you can see the District Council information is you've still got their layer turned on.
Oh, okay. Right,
If it helps remove sort of discrepancies, you can turn it off. But
no, it's probably helpful to leave it on, to be honest, because then I can see what's missing and what needs adding.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
So if you know where your areas are now that you want your contractor to bid for, you can start drawing them in.
Let me just find one that isn't on this plan, for example. This central area, I think, is okay, but we're missing some bits on. No, that bit's in. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we have a linear section which runs down here.
Well, it follows the same boundaries as the lines that are already there.
As Thornton's Lane, yes.
Right. So we're talking about the left-hand edge and the right-hand edge as well?
No, not according to this.
And how far around the corner is it going? So clearly the north-south bit. How about the east-west bit?
It's going, starting here, where
Right.
my cursor is, running all the way down the road. Whoops.
Yep, that's fine.
And going up as far as the pond, I think. Yeah, going up as far as the pond.
Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to put the cursor at a starting point. Doesn't matter where it is, maybe the edge of the pond where it's going to go to.
Yeah. Ooh.
So, and then just click it once. So move the cursor, yeah, there you go, anywhere you like. It doesn't matter, we can always change it. So there you go. And now each time, you change direction each time you want to click. Yeah, you've got the hang of this, perfect.
I did have a little play.
Yes, and we always do it rough and ready first. So you don't need to be very precise at this stage, just sort of move it roughly where you are. Yeah.
Oh, and then.
Yeah. You want to go the other way, presumably. Yes, down a little bit. There you go. And then follow it around again. Again, just be very, very rough. We'll do the tidying up in a second.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah. Broad and big is good to start with. Yeah, that's right. Just put the two together, whatever. Yeah, exactly. And you're done. Perfect. Okay, so now you want to put an ID on that in the left-hand column, Jane. So whatever you want to call that, Thornton Lane, maybe?
Oops.
The other row, yeah. Looks like you're missing an N in Thornton's.
Thorn, you're not wrong. Thornton.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right, and then if you press the down arrow there, you should get Michael's name.
Yeah.
Just click on him.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now save down the bottom.
Yeah.
And now delete the feature editor with a little X to the right of on the left-hand column. Click on the X at the top. Right. So now if you move your cursor to the red bit, click anywhere in the red bit. Good. Now click on mowing contract and click on the pencil for edit. Now you can zoom the scale in. So zoom in. And we don't need to do this now. I'm just going to show it to you. So move, say, to the top of the road, Thornton's Lane. And now that you've zoomed in, it's very much easier to start adjusting the blue lines to where they need to go.
Okay.
So if you move to, say, underneath the N, under 97.7 NI, whatever it is, yeah. So move along a little bit to your right. There you go. And now just lift that up to the corner. There you go. And you can do that all the way. There you go. Yes. And then depending on how precise you want to be, the further you zoom in, the more accurate you can get it.
Yes.
So
okay.
See that? So you don't really want to do that now because that's not the best use of our time. But it's just to go through the principle with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Splendid. So now you've made those changes, save them. Perfect. And then do you have other areas that you need to publish?
We do. I'll do just perhaps a couple whilst you're on with me, and then because otherwise we'll be here all day. But just to remind myself, I wonder if that one's on. Sorry, bear with. Let's scroll out a bit. Is there any more in Chapel Green? Oh yes, there's a bit more along from Thornton's Lane. So let's do that.
Okay.
Outside Jackie's house. Here we go. Scroll in. Right. Now, can I remember? Add feature.
Yes. So if you close that, and now go down to your mowing contract and right click. Perfect.
Feature. Okay, and it's a polygon.
It's already selected. No, you've already done that. You're just going to stick it in now.
Okay, so we're going to go there, and then it goes all the way down to there.
Perfect. Give it an ID.
Is,
Chapel Green, maybe. And again, just click on the contractor name for the moment. Save it.
Save.
And then it's there. And then when you want to adjust it for accuracy, you just go click back in on it again. Sorry, get rid of the feature editor. I beg your pardon. Yeah.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. It'll go as soon as you click on get rid of it. Yeah.
okay.
And then if you wanted to edit it, you just click on it and click on the pencil under mowing contract. Go into mowing contract.
Sorry.
That's right. We're just repeating this so that it gets in.
It looks pretty clean, actually.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Right.
So again, it's just an issue. Do a save because you made a change. There you go. So the time comes now when you finish this and you want to send it out to the people for quotes.
Yeah.
So you note down on the below on the left-hand column, you've actually got an area. So you've got the perimeter length and you've got the area in square meters, which may help them when they're looking at it to calculate what their fees should be.
Yes, yes.
So you will want to export that to go with your printout. So the printout will show you the map, and then you'll do an export of the data to give corresponding areas. Okay.
And that so before I do that, I need to have gone through and labeled the various areas accurately. So for example, we've called this one Chapel Green, but actually Chapel Green is the name of the whole area. So I might want to call it Outside Elmsdale or something, which is the property.
Whatever you want to do, Jane. Yes, if you you might decide to do things numerically and have section A, B, C, or D, or you might go both A1, A3, A10, or you might just say do it by name. Chapel Green, Upper Elm Street, or whatever it is.
Yes, yeah.
It doesn't matter what you choose, except that the shorter the ID, then the easier it is to read on a map.
Okay. So
let's just show you an example now.
Yeah.
But at the moment, if you click off the feature at the column on the left, click on the X. Right. At the moment, nothing is showing to identify these things, so we need to do that. So if you right click on the mowing contract, we're now going to change the style so that you get some so we get some labels in there. All right. So you are going to have a label and you need the label column to be clicked. So click a label column and call it area ID. Perfect. And now if you just do a save and go back to the map, there you go. See, you now got labels.
Oh,
isn't that lovely?
Isn't that lovely? So what did we call the other one? Did we give this a name, this long skinny one?
Oh yes, we gave it a name. I think we called it Thornton's Lane. No, wait, that one hasn't shown up yet.
Shown that one.
Sometimes you need
that's great.
Yeah. So when you've got them all ready, then you want to be able to get a way of sending them to the contractors. Are you going to ask them all to quote for all of them?
Yes.
Okay. So what you have to do now is click on the print button at the top, print menu. And what you're going to do now is everything that's inside that highlighted square will show up on the printout. So in other words, you're going to need to reduce the scale so that you can see everything. So if you just click on the minus sign on the scale up to the top left.
Yes.
Yeah. So just.
It's going to be potentially a bit tricky.
Well, you may need to do several of them depending on how big an area you're covering. Maybe.
Well, that's what I'm wondering whether I need to break it down. See, the village is spread over quite a large area.
It is.
I might have to have central. This is called Hillside, and Chapel Green might have to have the 3 or possibly even 4 to get this bit in the middle. What I was hoping was that if it was an electronic file, then clearly they'd be able to see everything. But if I've got to,
which you are going to do an electronic file, you're doing a spreadsheet, and you're also going to send them this as a PDF, so they can blow it up to see the areas. All you're doing now is making sure you got everything included in the print file, but they can always make it bigger when they want to, just like you can when you see any PDF file.
So the print function allows you to print out just what appears on the screen at the time.
The square, that's right.
Oh, in the square. Okay.
Yes. So we can play around with this as we get going, but just to show you how it looks now, if you're happy to print out that bit, then over on the left at the top, put a title in, and you might call this Thornton's Lane and Chapel Green or something. Oh, yes, exactly, whatever you want to call it. And then description is mowing areas or something. That I would leave as it is. You can just check on the click on the down arrow so you can see what choices there are.
So you can do an A3.
Yes, you can.
I don't have an A3 printer, so
no, but it doesn't matter because you can send them to them electronically.
Yes.
So if you want to say choose A3 either portrait or actually landscape in this one, just for fun, click on A3 landscape. There you go. And then you're going to do it as a PDF, which is your next one there. And you might say you want a legend to tell you what the colors mean, particularly if you've got more than one color in there in due course. And sometimes it helps to have a north arrow. So just click on those. Just for now, we're going to do this for effect. And now click on print. So it chunters away to itself for a little bit, and then it'll say I'm all set. And you can now click on that little right arrow down the bottom. Yeah, the little right arrow in the square.
Oh, right, okay.
So click that, and all it's going to do now is show you what it looks like.
Ah, okay.
That's not bad, is it?
No.
And you'll see that the grounds maintenance, I guess that's the SDC thing, isn't it? You may or may not want, you may want to rename that and call it, instead of calling it grounds maintenance, call it SDC or something. That's entirely up to you. And the mowing contract is in red, and there's a north arrow up there somewhere. Yes, top left corner.
Yeah.
So that's all quite nice. And then in your top right corner, you should have either a printer or a PDF, sorry, a print icon or a download. What do you have above the map itself? Actually, on your screen, does it say? Oh, you've got the printer there. So if you select,
yeah.
Or you've got the right-hand side as a file. And then here, does it ask you which sort of printer? Yes, so you could be able to click on that printer and choose Save as PDF. Does it say that? Yes, Microsoft Print to PDF. Go up one. See where it says Microsoft Print to PDF? So yes, down the bottom one. Down one. Okay, good. And that will now print it as a file. So when you click on print, it'll ask you where do you want to store it, and you can save it with a file name, and you'll know where it is. And then you just email that as an attachment to anybody.
Okay.
Then they can do what they like with it. So that's I think it's a fabulous little tool, this one. Now you'll notice that it's devoid of color at the moment. We can change that if you think it's easier with color.
Okay.
So yes, you've got.
Exactly.
I think it's better with color.
Yes.
So, yeah. Okay. And then if you now click on the print button, that will save it to a PDF and ask you what you want to call it.
Okay. Yes.
There you go. So however you do your data storage. And for the moment, I would call this test or play or something like that, because this is hardly the final one. So I don't know if you name things as sort of test version, trial 1, trial 2, whatever. Do you distinguish them by the dates that you do them?
The tests, you mean?
Well, no, any file name, I tend to put in the date I've done it, so that when I do it and change it tomorrow, I've got a different name for tomorrow because it'll have a different date on it.
Yes, I would.
That's something in passing. It's nothing to do with Parish Online particularly.
No.
All right, so let's say we've done this bit. If you go back up to the top of the screen and click on the XMAP print just to close it, close the tab at the top.
Just a second, I've got my thing in the way.
Oh yes. Okay, well in that case, not to worry. Just click on the left one to the XMAP to go exactly. Now click on the print column and close it. And we're back to where you are. Now, if you found that they have no interest in knowing where the SDC is going to mow, you can remove that layer and it'll just disappear from the picture.
Well, perhaps I haven't explained myself. This SDC information SDC are not doing any mowing. We are
Oh, right.
contracting for all the mowing.
So you want them to clutter on those areas as well?
Yes, so all needs to be the same color, which is I was just coming to. So the SDC data is kind of my baseline.
Right.
But some of it may need editing. There's some bits that might need removing. So I have to go.
What we want to do then is you can't make any changes to it whilst it's in the SDC layer, because that's a third-party layer. You don't have any access to that. But what we can do is we can go into the SD layer and copy it, and then move.
That's what I was hoping.
Isn't that nice? Yes. So if you go down to the SDC layer.
SDC grounds maintenance. Yeah.
Right. There we go. Turn it on, and then you can go.
Just turn it on the little cog.
Well, sorry. What I mean is, it is on now. Yes.
Okay.
So,
but sorry, just before you go any further. So the parish layer, where's that gone? So my parish layer is.
It's yours to play with. You can do whatever you like with that one.
Look, what we've done, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is at Chapel, if you see, oh, right. So Chapel Green is on the parish layer mowing contract. But when we come to SDC grounds maintenance, where's that gone then?
Well, they're both there because you've got two layers turned on at the moment.
Right.
What you want to do now, yes, turn off that one. Good.
Right.
Now, what you want to do is to copy these areas across to your parish layer.
But there's no information associated with these.
That's the real pain in the neck, isn't it?
Yes, because I wanted to avoid, if possible, recreating all of these polygons
by hand. And I'm afraid that because of the way they've exported the data to you, you can't do that because there's no data record for those. They're just drawings on a map. See, when you created your layer, you created a database record as well. And so when you click on the layer, it pops up in the column on the left. When you click on any of these, stuff all happens. So, I mean, just try it for exercise. Just click on any one of those layers or, yes, that one. And if you go into grounds maintenance. Oh, it is there. That's perfect. Okay, I wonder why that didn't show up before. Okay, so select one of those, either one, 4800 or 4801, whichever one you want, doesn't matter. All right, so if you go to the three dots and use copy to another layer, perfect. All right, close that layer down. Close that column down. Oh, yeah, I beg your pardon. You're absolutely right. Go back to it. Sorry, you were beating me to it. Yeah, copy to another layer. And then select your mowing layer. Perfect. Okay, and now what you want to give it as an area ID?
Village Green.
They called 4800, so you might want to call it the same thing just to avoid confusion. And the contractor name, I suggest you might want to call it SDC just to give it a difference from the ones you've got at the moment. So you see where it says contractor name?
Yeah. Oh, you mean under contractor name rather than under the area ID?
Yes. So if you go down to contractor name and click on it on the little arrow and add a new allowed value, yes, good. And if you just type in SDC, for instance, then that will give it a different color later. I mean, when we get to it. All right. Splendid.
So if I have to work all the way through these.
Yep.
And then, wait a minute, I've lost the plot again. Am I in the SDC layer still, or am I in the parish layer?
You're in the SDC layer at the moment.
Right.
And now you see, do you want to distinguish between your Chapel Lane lot and the SDC lot, but with different colors? Because at the moment they're both in red.
No, the tenderers is just all to be done by one person, all areas.
Okay, that's fine. So we've done the copying then. Do you want to do another one just to make sure it's in your head clear?
Yes.
Okay, so
let's do this one.
Well, turn off the feature. Yes, right. Yes, good. Okay. and close off that one. Good. Now just go and click on a different one.
So
Yep.
I have to have the various layers that I want.
No. Just click on. Yep. Just click on the area you want.
Let me just find an easy one here. Let's do that one.
Yep. Perfect. Yep.
Let's try that one. Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay. So 3 dots, 3 dots, 3 dots. Good. Copy to another layer. Select the layer you want. This is great, isn't it? Give it a name, which was 4815, was it, or 4814 or something like that?
Can't remember.
I think it was 4814. It's not that important.
No.
And contractor is SDC. And again, that may not be relevant later on. Okay. So now, just for interest's sake, because you've done this, you've got the hang of it, you can do all that. Then let's go back to imagining that you now have your layer complete. So close down the column on the left and go down to your mowing contract and right click and go down to table view. Okay, so what you have here is a listing of all of those areas you've put in. So there's all 4. There's the 2 you added at the top and the 2 from SDC at the bottom. And if you go along, you'll see that there's one called area square meters and one called perimeter meters, which is exactly what your contractor wants to know. Needs the area. Yep. So that's all done for you. Isn't that nice? So what you can do now is if you click on export, down the bottom right.
Oh, hang on. Our faces are in the way.
Okay. Yep.
Yes, I can see that now.
And what it does is just say export.
Do I include the metadata?
No, sorry, yes, I beg your pardon, you want the area. And what you've got now is a CSV or a spreadsheet file, basically. So download it, give it a name so that you can know where it is. In the top right, it's you
just
can click
thinking
on the
about
folder.
it. Yeah.
Okay, and so you can see what it's called and you can see where it is. If you open file, click on the open file where your cursor is already. Oh, it's frozen, has it?
No, I'm not sure what you mean, sorry.
Oh,
open
sorry.
File.
See where it says download and you've got the name of the file.
Yeah.
And then you've got something that says open file in blue. Does it say that for you or doesn't say that for you?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, I can open it, but I thought there was something else
if you
trying to do.
If you know where it is, just go ahead and open it.
No, it's
probably in your downloads folder.
Yes, it's in my downloads, but
okay. And if you double click on it, it should open in Excel.
It's a CSV at the moment. Maybe I need to save it as an Excel workbook.
In due course, yes. But Excel should open it anyway.
I've only got save. I've only got the save option rather than the open option.
How weird. Okay, we'll save it then.
Oh no, that's another option. Open. Save. Here we go. File, save as. Oh, back to where I was before. I don't want it in downloads.
Do you have a yes? If you look at the line where that says download in bold black, if you go to the right, does it show you a folder file?
Hang on. Save as.
Yep, save as is even better. You can put it wherever you like now.
Yeah. I don't know what I've done with it. Let's try that again. Save as.
Yep.
Save as, save as, save as. That's, it's saved it in a very strange place. OneDrive, come on. Documents. Open spaces. Where's my mowing gone? Mowing. January 22.
It's probably going to start with the name admin at.
Yes, it is. It is. Right. It is. So this is, so I will have a file like this, but for all of the areas rather than just the 4.
And then you can amend this as you like. Say you don't need center X, center Y, and central, or maybe you do if they've got a GIS themselves, depending on your contractor. But you can just send them this, and then this gives them all the areas as well. All right. What you want to do, let me make this very clear to you, Jane. You see the second column in is called contractor name.
Oh, sorry, I'm still saving it.
Oh, okay.
But I was just going to ask you, what do you call this? Do you call this, I mean, if I call it metadata, they won't have a clue what that means.
No, what you want to call it is mowing contract areas.
Okay.
Mowing contract data, something like that.
And this is, again, this is just a test. Yep. And it's, right. So let's get
so are you able to open it in Excel?
Yeah, got it now.
Okay, if you look at your second column, it's called contractor name.
It is.
And you don't want that there.
Yeah.
So get rid of that column. I'm just suggesting that, you know, one of the things you want to make sure you do before you send it to anybody is that it does not have data in it that you don't want them to know about.
So what do? Do you hide it?
I would delete the column. Well, you don't need to. I would delete the column and then save the file under a different name.
Okay.
And you might want to call one raw data and call the other one, you know, mowing contract, so that you know the difference.
Okay.
Or if we decide that we don't need this contractor name at all, we can just delete it from Parish Online, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Well, given that we only ever have one person doing the whole village, we probably don't need it.
Yes, well, I just used it so that you would have a way of showing different colors or students. But if you don't need that, then we can just get rid of it.
Yeah.
So come out of, if you want to come out of Excel or go back to Parish Online.
Right.
You can close the table view, top right X. There we go. So let me just cover what we've done, Jane, so that you can see if there's anything else we'd like to do today. So what we've done is we've created a new layer called mowing contract. And that was just a matter of giving it a title, giving it a summary so that you'd know what it is in a year's time. And you entered in 2 fields. The one is called area ID or grass ID, whatever you call it, ID anyway. And the second was the contractor name. And I think it would be a good idea now if you get rid of that contractor name. So go to the cogwheel on your top right corner, all the way top right, yes. Go into administration and just wait for the layers to arrive. They will do in a second. There we go. Click on the mowing contract and then go up to your pencil and click on the pencil to edit it. All right, click on your contractor name and delete it. Perfect. You have done this before, haven't you? Okay.
I've stumbled around in the dark a lot.
Well, I think you've actually picked it up very quickly, so that's fine.
But that's while you're here.
All right, so you can click on the globe in the top right corner, you go back to the map.
Ah, I didn't know that.
And it sort of just thinks to itself for a bit and then restarts effectively because it doesn't know what changes you've made. There you go. And you're now, so now you would need to turn on your parish layer again for the mowing contract. And so I was just going to do a summary of what we've done. So we've created the layer. We've shown you how to amend the layer if it wasn't the way you wanted it. By the way, we just deleted one column, but you can also add another column. If you later decide that you need some more information to be stored, you just go back to where we were in administration and just add another column, like we did when we first started creating the layer. So you may never need to do anything, but later on, if you suddenly decide that you need to give, I don't know, if they all start on different dates or something, you may want to have a starting date for the contract or an end date or whatever it is. You can always add that in later. It's a piece of cake. Okay, so the first thing we did was create a new layer in your parish layers. Then we started adding features to it by right-clicking on the mowing contract line. And you were able to add features for the Thornton Lane. There you go. Yes, exactly. And the Chapel Green. And you decided you may wish to change those names later. The way you change things is to go to the feature itself, the bit in red, and click on it.
Oh, that's right.
Without turning it off. So turn on the back on again.
Oh.
Go down. Yes, go down to mowing contract. Click once.
Yes.
There you go. Click on one of the items, anyone you like, and then click on it over the left-hand side, and there you can edit it by changing the pencil. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So you certainly decided you thought you'd change the names of the ones that we created. The first one, the Thornton Lane one. Okay. So, and then we showed you how to get a much closer edit of the lines. So by zooming in and just clicking on the pencil and editing, it's much easier to do once you've got the broad outline.
Yeah.
And then finally, we clicked on the mowing contract line again and did table view. And that gave you all the data that you'd want to send the contractor or contractors in terms of area and so forth, because that's the information they need. So they get both a printout of the areas and they get a spreadsheet of the areas. And the printout is electronic so that they can scale it up or scale it down as they wish at their end. So that's where we've reached.
So just to clarify, the areas that are currently on the SDC grounds maintenance layer, the only way I can import them into this is for me to do that copy function. I can't do them en masse.
No, I'm afraid not, because
so I don't have to recreate the polygons.
Exactly.
But so let me just make sure I can remember how to do that.
Yep.
So yes,
select any one of them.
Yeah, I need to do a color coding thing, don't I? So I can tell.
Well, they are colored. The ones you've done are in red, and the ones you haven't done are in green.
Ah, okay. So let's try this one.
Piece of cake, really. Yeah. And what you need to do when you do that is remember their ID for it.
Yes.
So just so that you've got something to refer it to.
4803.
Yep. So click on it. Or it doesn't matter which one you choose.
4804.
3 dots.
Copy to another layer. Select layer. Mowing contract. 4834. 04.
Yes.
4804. Save.
And done.
Okay.
It's very fast. You're going to be able to do all this very quickly in the next 10 minutes, I would have thought.
Marvelous.
Isn't that good? Yes, I think. Well done.
It is wonderful. Yes. You can. I think I probably had about 15 contractors last time. And so I had to get.
The work involved you had to do was huge.
15 A0 size maps and hand color them.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, this will be a lot better.
Yes, and I swore to myself at the time that I was never going to do that again.
Well, there you are. You're right.
And hopefully, I'm not going to have to do. Well, I'm not, because I'm all right. No, this is brilliant. Thank you.
One more tip for you, Jane.
Yeah, sure.
Some of these lines are just showing as black lines. So to get them to resolve into proper green color, you need to zoom in a bit, and you'll find that they'll all resolve into better polygons. So if you zoom in,
okay.
See how they now become much more.
Oh, yes.
Well, there you go. So it's much easier for you to click and copy these now.
Yes.
All
and
right.
the contractors will be able to do this. They'll be able to zoom in to this level of detail.
They will, yes.
What does WCC by parish mean?
I think that's something like a comment from SDC saying will be cut by the parish in future.
So do I need to remove those then?
Well, I don't. They won't. They'll be automatically removed. If you go down to one of the red ones you've already copied, you'll see that.
Yes, of course, because I haven't copied those ones yet.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Yes, they've
So
just got my ID.
it only covers. Okay. It only copies the area. It doesn't copy the data that goes with it.
Okay, great.
So that one you have copied, you don't need to do again.
Okay.
Because it's red. You only need to do the ones in green.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that was good.
Marvelous.
So is there anything else you'd like to have a look at? Because in theory, we have at least 15 minutes to go together.
Yes, I think I'll probably reach brain overload point.
Yeah.
And it would be a better use of my time to just keep practicing now,
right. Well,
whilst it's still fresh in my mind.
Well, do you want to do a bit of playing and just whilst I stay online, I'll do what I want to do. You can do what you want to do. If you have an issue, give me a shout.
Oh, all right. Yes. Let me just keep.
Just you go ahead and I'll get on with my stuff.
Okay. I'll just keep fiddling then.
And at the end of all this, Jane, I'll send you a copy of the video.
Yes. And obviously an invoice as well.
Oh, let's talk about that a second. So
yes.
The way this runs, it's £35 per hour per person. Mm. I run a special that says if you wanted to buy an annual subscription, it would be £70, but that covers you for any number of lessons for any number of people in the next year.
Okay.
So in my way of thinking, it's a no-brainer, but it's not always that way to you. You've got to consider, parish council discussions or whether you can make that sort of decision on your own.
And that's runs for a 12-month period.
Exactly. And you can then call me and do this as often as you like.
So it's almost like a help desk function.
Well, it's a bit more of a training function, really, because there is a help desk that you can talk to Olivia, or you send in a ticket or something. But really, when you've accumulated a couple of things that you have an issue about, you can just call me because you've got an annual subscription.
Yes.
And also, I don't know if we ever mentioned to you the banter sessions. So you familiar with the user group?
No.
Okay, so let me just take a second to take your screen back. If you could give me your screen back. There you go. So now I'll share my screen with you. And we're going to go and look at a new area. And we're going to call it so this is the Parish Online user group. And you'll notice it's got a very complicated URL. It's called parishonlineusergroup.com.
Right.
But what I wanted to show you is this is all set up to help people who are in much the same state as you are, where you're just beginning. But the first one says click here for demos, banter, and clinic sessions. All right. And the banter sessions are every Friday at 3 o'clock, and they're open for anyone to just call in with any question, and the usual suspects will answer you.
Okay.
And we initially called it a training session, but eventually it became a banter session because it was so lighthearted and so cheerful and so friendly that banter sounded better. So 3 o'clock on any Friday afternoon, feel free to just dodge in. You can ask your question, you'll get an answer, and you can pop back out again. Okay. Unless you happen to like bantering back and forth with people, in which case you can stay, but it's entirely up to you. Right. But if you just have the one odd question, then it's sometimes easier just to come into the Friday sessions if you happen to work on Friday afternoons.
Yeah.
If you don't, that's a bad choice of time.
That very much depends on weather. On the weather.
Okay. You're out playing golf on Friday afternoon.
I was going to say, because if it's a nice day, I might be playing golf.
Yes, exactly. So I just mentioned that to you. So the two things to consider: would you prefer that I invoice you for an annual subscription, which would be £70, or just this one-off, which is £35? But unfortunately, the way you know how these things work in marketing and sales, you can only take the offer when you make the first decision.
Yeah. No, let's go for the year.
Okay,
definitely.
thank you. Yep.
That makes eminent sense because.
And I will also, when I send you the video, I'll send you an email with this information on it, so you don't have to wonder where on earth it is.
Okay.
Okay, so you can go back to your stuff, and I'll do my stuff, and you can shout if necessary.
Thank you. Graham?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't share screen again, did I? Rats.
That's okay.
Can I look back? No, it's all right. Got someone else asking me a question in the background. Let me share screen. That'll be easiest. Where's my share screen function? Hang on a minute. So I'm going to copy as it comes through. Sorry.
Yes, I've got it.
Yes, okay. So I didn't make a note of the area ID.
Okay, so just close the feature editor.
You've got to close it and.
Yeah. Just say continue. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And now it's 4817. So.
Where was it? Where is it? Oh, there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So copy to another letter. 4817. Okay. Thank you. That's it. I'm done. I'm on again. Oops.
17. Yeah. 17.
Wonderful. Thank you. Sorry.
So just do me a favor, Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Click on that area now, 4817.
Without before I close the feature editor.
No, close the feature. Quite right. So now just click on it. So it comes back up again.
Yeah. Click
on the mowing contract one. And I'm looking for interesting. So, I wonder what that is in square meters. Probably multiply it by 9 to 80. No, just say when in their record of it, they had a number called 8333, and I wonder whether that was the square footage or something like that. But not to worry, it's not of interest to us. It wasn't that. It's their own reference of some other sort.
Okay.
So you're all set.
Yeah. Thank you very much again.
Okay, no problem.
I mean, we're yeah. It might be time for a cup of tea, but I've gone a bit dull-headed now. So I've got my 2 layers open. I'm SDC grounds maintenance. I thought if I clicked on it, it normally says what I want to do with it.
It should do. It's not doing it. Try just out of interest, collect. Yes, now do it. It doesn't want to. Okay.
Let's try a different one.
Yeah.
No. What am I doing?
My next step is try a different one.
No, something I'm not doing something right.
Okay, well, there's a very simple way around this, Jane. So go up to the top left of your screen and click on the refresh icon, that little circle. Yeah. So just let the system restart itself. It should be working then again the same way that you're used to. So turn the 2 layers back on again.
SDC, shared layers, grounds maintenance, parish layers, mowing contract. Right.
Now try again. Yes. So every now and again, something gets confused and you just refresh it and it gets itself sorted out.
That was what it was. Thank you. I forgot what the number was again. Shut up. Shut up. My husband's laughing at me because I'm concentrating so hard. Graham, I think we're probably at my hour anyway. So
as long as you're happy, that's fine. Yep.
Yeah, and but now I know where you are. And I'll have paid my £70. Yeah, presumably I can email you with questions, or yeah, we can do another session like this maybe in the new year or something.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you. Wonderful.
It's been a great pleasure, Jane. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, good luck. I hope we see lots of you at the banter sessions just to join in.
Yes, that sounds good.
Fun. All right.
Yes, weather permitting.
Yes. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Have
Take
a very
care.
Merry Christmas
Bye.
and a very happy New Year.
And to you. And to you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.